Hello everyone, and welcome back to UFO Evidence, your go-to channel for diving deep into the unexplained mysteries of our skies. Today, we're embarking on a journey through some of the most compelling, well-documented, and genuinely baffling UFO encounters in history. These aren't just blurry photos or hearsay. These are cases that have stumped investigators, fascinated the public, and even been acknowledged by governments. So, buckle up, keep an open mind, and let's explore the incidents that make us question if we are truly alone in the universe. Our first stop is a classic, the one that arguably kicked off the modern UFO era, the Kenneth Arnold sighting in 1947. Imagine this, you're a private pilot named Kenneth Arnold, flying your plane near Mount Rainier in Washington. Suddenly, you spot a string of 9 incredibly bright objects flying in a formation. You watch them, mesmerized as they weave between the mountain peaks at a speed you calculate to be over 200 miles per hour. That's almost twice the speed of sound. Something completely unheard of for any known aircraft at that time. When you land, you describe their movement as being like a saucer, skipping across water. The media latched onto that description, and the term flying saucer was born, forever changing our cultural landscape. What did Arnold see? Was it a secret military test? A flock of birds? Or something else entirely? To this day, his detailed and credible account remains a cornerstone of UFO lore. Fast forward to 1961, to a case that is both terrifying and profoundly personal, the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. The Hills were an ordinary interracial couple driving home through the mountains of New Hampshire when they noticed a strange bright light in the sky. It seemed to be following them. As it got closer, they could see it was a silent, rotating, pancake-shaped craft. Their next clear memory was being 35 miles further down the road, with 2 hours of their lives completely missing. They were left with torn clothes, scuffed shoes, and a deep, unsettling feeling that something had happened. Over time, through nightmares and eventually hypnosis sessions with a respected Boston psychiatrist, a disturbing story emerged. They independently recalled being taken aboard the craft by non-human beings and subjected to physical examinations. The details they provided were consistent and chilling, including a star map Betty drew that years later a statistician claimed matched a real star system. The Betty and Barney Hill case became the first widely publicized alien abduction story, and it continues to be debated and analyzed by researchers. Now let's travel across the Atlantic to the UK for an incident often called Britain's Roswell. We're talking about the Rendlesham Forest incident in December 1980. This wasn't a civilian sighting. The primary witnesses were United States Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters, 2 bases leased to the USAF. Over a series of 3 nights, military personnel reported seeing strange lights descending into the nearby Rendlesham Forest. Deputy Base Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, even led an investigative patrol into the woods himself. He and his men witnessed a glowing, metallic, triangular object maneuvering through the trees. They saw it drip molten metal and then shoot off at an incredible speed. Holt recorded his observations on a microcassette recorder, a recording that is now famously known as the Holt tape. The next day, investigators found depressions in the ground where the object had supposedly landed, as well as elevated radiation readings. Despite official explanations of it being a lighthouse beam, the sheer number of high-ranking military witnesses and the physical evidence they reported make the Rendlesham Forest incident one of the most credible and perplexing UFO cases on record. Let's shift our focus to a massive nationwide event. On the night of March 13th, 1997, thousands of people across the state of Arizona, including the governor himself, witnessed something extraordinary in the sky. This event is famously known as the Phoenix Lights. Witnesses described 2 distinct phenomena. First, a series of stationary amber-colored orbs hanging in a V formation that slowly and silently drifted over the state. Then, later in the evening, a massive dark V-shaped or boomerang-shaped craft, estimated to be a mile wide, passed over the city of Phoenix. It was completely silent and blotted out the stars as it moved. The craft had several large lights but made no sound. Air traffic controllers couldn't see it on radar. The military's explanation was that the lights were flares dropped during a training exercise. However, thousands of witnesses, including pilots and police officers, insist that what they saw was a solid, structured craft, not individual flares. The sheer scale of the sighting and the consistency of the witness testimonies make the Phoenix Lights a landmark case that defies easy explanation. Finally, we come to the modern era of UFO disclosure and the case that blew the lid off government secrecy, the 2004 USS Nimitz Tic Tac incident. This is not a story from decades ago. This is recent and it involves the most advanced naval fleet in the world. The USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group was conducting training exercises off the coast of San Diego. For weeks, their state-of-the-art radar system, the SPY-1, had been tracking unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. These objects would appear at 80,000 feet, plummet to just above the ocean surface in a matter of seconds, and then hover. In November, two FA-18 Super Hornet pilots, Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich, were sent to intercept one of these objects. What they encountered was a smooth, white oblong object, about 40 feet long, with no wings, no propellers, and no visible means of propulsion. It was zipping around erratically just above the water. Fravor descended to get a closer look, and the object reacted. It mirrored his movements and then accelerated away at a speed that, as he puts it, was simply out of this world, disappearing in an instant. This encounter was captured on advanced infrared camera systems, and the footage has since been declassified and released by the Pentagon. The pilots, the radar operators, and the sensor data all tell the same story. They encountered a technology that far surpasses anything we currently possess. From Kenneth Arnold's flying saucers to the US Navy's Tic Tac encounters, these cases represent just the tip of the iceberg. They are significant because of the credibility of the witnesses, pilots, military personnel, police officers, and the corroborating evidence, whether it's radar data, physical traces, or thousands of simultaneous reports. These incidents challenge our understanding of physics and our place in the cosmos. Are these visitors from other worlds? Advanced human technology from the future? Or something else our science has yet to comprehend? The questions remain, but the evidence continues to mount, pushing us closer to an answer. What do you think about these cases? Do you have a favorite theory, or have you ever seen something you couldn't explain? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts and experiences. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this exploration into the unknown, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to UFO Evidence and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got so much more to explore together. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies.